See this? This is smoke. And that is what most self-proclaimed self-defense instructors love, blowing up people's asses. So if you leave a self-defense session and see any of this rising from the back of your pants, be worried. This isn't going to be a video so much about me talking about fighting with a key, but more so my thoughts about why it's not the best idea, okay, on the larger scale of things. So anyway, I was speaking to one of my friends who's also a guy that I, teach self-defense to, and on the day he was hanging out with one of his other female friends who just, the previous week had finished some self-defense course in whatever fucking style it was, I don't really care. And she was saying, yeah, the instructor, they taught us how to fight with a key. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Okay. And anyway, he said, if you got one key, put it between your knuckles like this, and then, as you punch, you use this like as an extension of your punch and, to stab at the same time. Or if you have 3 keys, you can put them between all of your knuckles. And so they teach this at a lot of self-defense places, mostly to women, young and impressionable women, I should say. And not even taking a stab at women either, but this is mostly the instructors that I'm having a go at because they're too fucking stupid to even think of things in the bigger picture. All they think about is just the moment of when you're fighting with the key. They think it's going to be, all sunshine and rainbows. You'll hit a person with the key that's trying to attack you, and then the next thing, they'll be on the ground, you make an escape. Look, here's a couple of things you need to consider. First of all, keys have teeth on them, okay? If I've got them between my knuckle and I punch someone and I hit the bone, there's a chance that they can cut into my own skin, alright? Okay, still may only be a very small sacrifice some people are willing to pay in order to cause maximum damage to their opponent. Here's the thing, if someone is coming at you with a maximum amount of aggression, if they're also hyped up on drugs, or if they're just completely pissed drunk, certain shots aren't going to put them down because they won't even feel them. So back to my primary targets, eyes and throat. The only problem is that any sort of soft areas that you could effectively strike with a key in your hand, could potentially be your downfall in the long run. If someone's coming at you and then you hit them in the eye, you blind them. You hit them in the throat, and then, you kill them because, they can't breathe, they're choking their own blood, whatever fucking reasons there are. If you cannot justify in the courtroom that was appropriate use of force, then you could go to jail for excessive use of force, or grievously bodily harm, murder, whatever the fucking situation is that happens based on what you do. What else? Other reasons. Let's just say the situation here is that it's, it's nighttime. Let's say 10 o'clock at night. You're a woman, okay? You're walking towards your car. You see some guy coming up behind you, and for whatever reason you know that he's going to attack you. And he does. And he attacks you, so you get your key, and then, you hit him a couple of times. What happens if, first of all, you need to be really precise with your shots to hit to the, key areas, no pun intended, but, like, the key areas, where you're not going to cause damage to your own hands, like the throat, the eyes, the ear, the stomach, the eyes and the throat, as I already stated, aren't the best idea due to what could happen in the long run. The ear as well, you could get done for grievously bodily harm. The stomach isn't really going to put someone down if they're hyped up on drugs. And also you need to be really accurate. If you miss and hit the bone, then you've fucked up your own hand. And on top of that, the key. Okay? This is your car key, and you need to make a quick getaway in your car after putting the guy down. How are you supposed to do that after you've bent the key? Okay? Or even that, if it's like late at night and you're walking towards your house and you have to put some guy down like 10 or 20 or so meters from your house, unless you've got a spare key hanging outside the house somewhere, you just locked yourself out of your house if that's your only key and you bent it, alright? So think about these things. My basic point is that the fact that, holding a key in your hand and using it as an improvised weapon is just there to give you a false sense of security. But if I can reach someone's eyes by going like that, okay? I can easily do that with my fingertips as well. And it does not take much to put someone down, after you just do a finger jab to the eyes. As you probably already know if you've seen my previous videos, I was talking about eye gouging, alright? But keep in mind, you don't need to tear someone's eyes out and skull fuck them. Just, see here? Just doing that is enough to put someone down. But yeah, my point is that you need to think about the aftermath as well. So if you could have put someone down just by using your own fingernails or just fingertips or some other methods that could have been accomplished the same way as, using a key, but with less force, that's still going to put the threat down, but in the long run, not going to have you do jail time for it. To me, that's the thing I'd want to do. So quite frankly, I don't teach my students to train with keys. I don't train my students to carry weapons on them, unless of course, they're like, law enforcement, or like they're licensed to carry a weapon. But as far as standard civilians go, you can use an improvised weapon like a pen or something like that, but, just because it's not legally classed as a weapon, like if you stab someone with a pen and cause grievously bodily harm, well then there's still that fact, okay? So don't just think that because you didn't attack them with a weapon like a key, or something that's not legally defined as a weapon, that yeah, you're going to be in the right at the end of the day. That's not how it works in the court system. I wish it was, but that's not how it works. So anyway, just giving you a couple of things to think about. At the end of the day, if you're in a situation you feel that it's absolutely a necessity to attack someone with a key, I can't tell you otherwise, but just make sure that it was justified, because at the end of the day, it's not me that you really need to be telling this to, it'll be a judge. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully you're now thinking about certain aspects that you didn't think about before, and as always, stay safe.